Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review on a very new product, so new that it's not even available in the US until the end of the year. I think it's coming out in December, which is what I picked up off of L'Oreal's Instagram page. It is the brand new L'Oreal Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream. I've got two to show you guys because I wasn't too sure what my skin color was. I've got the shade medium 01 and light 02. You're probably thinking, but she's not light, she's South Asian, we know that. Let me just say, in the UK, it is available in quite a few places. Superdrug, which is where I bought it from, Boots, very.co.uk, ASOS, various other places, and it comes in the UK in 10 shades. I believe in somewhere like Australia, there may be one or two more shades, but I'm obviously talking specifically from the UK. Think about it like this, right? I'm medium skin tone. Why am I buying light? Am I light? No. Because this shade range is definitely not geared towards Caucasian people. For those of you out there that have got very, very fair skin, white, Caucasian, you've got the choice of two shades. Fair 01 and fair 02. Then after that there is fair 03, light 01, light 02. This shade range definitely is geared more towards deeper skin tones and almost orangey kind of skin tones as well, because I'm not going to lie, I struggled with these two colors. Medium 01 is actually too deep for me, and I'm going to be showing you guys the shade light 02. I will swatch this on my face as well just so that you guys can see what it's like, but like I said, the shade range is pretty abysmal. And I think the reason that they've done this is because this is, even though it's called a tinted water cream, it's almost like they're trying to call it a tinted moisturizer, but they haven't. And when it comes to tinted moisturizers, generally one shade can work for a variety of different skin tones because you're not having to layer it so much that the pigmentation shows up a lot. Which is why, even though I find light 02 a little bit warm for me, because I'm not going to be applying it loads, you will see that it actually does work. However, somebody who is one or two shades deeper than me can still probably get away with wearing this as well. Now this costs $10.99, which is kind of standard when it comes to L'Oreal foundations, and it is also 30ml and has a lifespan of 12 months, which is pretty normal. It comes in a plastic squeezy tube, which you just squeeze out and everything comes out just as normal. And then once obviously it finishes or starts to finish, you can cut the tube open and remove any remaining product. And because it's called water cream, they've also kind of made fake water on the front, which is a bit weird. It's not smooth, it's kind of ridged. So let me just read to you what the claims are off of Superdrug's website, which I believe is pretty standard throughout all other websites that are selling it. It says, take your skin to paradise and treat it to a daily dose of hydration and a beautiful dewy luminosity with Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream, created with 70% water-based formula and enriched with a cocktail of aloe vera, ginger and witch hazel. Provides a covetable lit from within. Please can I have what she's having? Skin glow. Both makeup fanatics and bare skin enthusiasts will fall in love with this lightweight texture that quenches skin with moisture, evens out skin tone with a perfecting healthy looking glow. What's more, with SPF 20, UVA, UVB and antioxidant action, it helps protect against environmental aggressors such as pollution. And then its main features, it says, are that it is a water-rich tinted moisturizer. It quenches skin with moisture, evens out complexion, provides skin with healthy looking luminous glow, up to 24 hours hydration. Who's wearing their makeup that long? Okay. And SPF 20. Now I'm sure you guys, just like me, have noticed that over the past 18 months to 24 months, skincare has become such a huge thing that it is just as important, if not even more important than makeup. So loads of brands have been trying to incorporate skincare into makeup. This is exactly what L'Oreal have decided to do when they're coming out with something which has got 70% water based. Now forgive me, the ingredients are really small on here, and even though I've got 20/20 contact lenses on, it's a bit small. So aqua obviously being the first ingredient, which is fine. Aloe vera is about halfway down. Aloe vera is very good for soothing the skin. Witch hazel is a very 50-50 kind of thing. My skin reacts very well to witch hazel. Witch hazel is great for people who've got acne prone skin, but then there are also people out there whose skin does not react well to witch hazel whatsoever. So be really careful. If you are one of those people, I would try to stay away from this. But again, witch hazel is halfway down in terms of the ingredients. It's not nowhere near the top, meaning there isn't that much in here. There's also fragrance, so it's fragranced, which is not great. It's also got limonelle and citronelle, which are also fragranced ingredients. And it's also got cinnamonelle, which is also something which is fragranced, but also helps the skin in certain ways as well. So even though they are claiming it's got these amazing skincare ingredients in here, a lot of them are actually aggravating to many people. Perfume does not react badly to my skin, but a lot of people's skin does react very badly to fragrance products. I don't know why so many brands are so insistent on throwing skincare at us within makeup, but at the same time they're using perfume and fragrance type of items, which they really shouldn't do. It's also got stearic acid. It's also got alcohol in here, which I am slightly struggling with because this is a moisture enhancing foundation basically. So on the one side you've got alcohol, which is drying, and on the other side you've got all these skincare properties which are supposed to create hydration. That doesn't make sense either. And then it's got ginger root extract, which is fine, but again it's almost at the bottom, as well as citric acid all the way at the bottom. So in terms of skincare ingredients, this kind of flops. And then of course there is SPF 20 in here as well. Again, I'll be honest with you guys, SPF 20 is pretty pointless. If it ain't 40 plus, forget it. If you want to use SPF, use it normally. What I've got on my face right now, I cleansed, I toned, hyaluronic acid, moisturizer and SPF 50. Then I will apply my foundation or base product or whatever it is. So again, there's no need to place SPF in foundations. Also, what you'll find is the higher the SPF content in a foundation, the more likely you are to have flashback when using flash photography. Now, I have tried this with flash photography. I did not get any real kind of flashback, but again, because it's got SPF 20, it's almost pointless. So the brush I'm going to be using today is this one here by NYX Cosmetics. It says number 3 on it, if that helps. It's basically a dense-ish kind of brush. It's up to you. Brushes will obviously make sure that you've got a larger amount of pigmentation when it comes to using a base product. If you use a sponge, you've got a sheerer application. If you use your fingers, patchy and uneven application. I would personally never use fingers to apply base products because you can't guarantee it's going to be even. That's why it's always better to use a sponge or a brush. Now, even though this is called a tinted water cream, I actually find that this has got light to medium buildable coverage. So again, going with that whole one shade should be able to match like 10 skin tones, it ain't really going to happen unless you go in with a very, very light hand. So first off, I'm going to show you guys medium 1 swatched on my face, just so you guys can see. It's got a fairly liquidy kind of texture. It doesn't start to run straight away, but it does at some point. And remember, I'm doing a very thick layer. This is not how you would apply it at all. It's just so that you can see how it compares. And now I'm going to use light number 2. Here we have it. So as you can see, they are similar-ish. It's the tone which is a little bit different, which is not surprising because one is in the medium range, one is in the fair range. And as you can probably see, this one here, medium 2, doesn't look too bad. But the thing with this water cream, foundation, whatever you want to call it, it does oxidize once it's dried, I've noticed. So even though this one here seems to be matching my neck quite well at the moment, eventually it's going to turn slightly orangey and then it will be too dark. This one here, light number 2, has already started to oxidize, and if anything I find that both of them are too dark for me, but light number 2 works a lot better. And once I use it as a sheer application rather than layering it and layering it and layering it, it works perfectly fine. So this is just to show you guys what it looks like thickly applied against my medium skin tone. So like I said, I've got nothing on my skin. I'm just using a tissue to wipe it off. Such a hobo. It's actually very, very humid today as I'm filming this, so I'm starting to get a bit shiny. But I have tested this out in humid and hot weather because that's how it has been in the month of August in London in particular, as well as the rest of the UK. So like I said, I'm going to use this NYX brush and I'm going to be applying light number 2 to my face. And I'm not going to go overboard because then I will look orange like I've said. So I'm going to apply it the way that I've been using it, with a light layer. It's up to you. If you want to layer it even more, go for it. And once I've done that, then I will go through my review with you guys and explain to you the pros and cons of this product once you can see how it sits on my face. So this foundation has got a very, very lightweight texture. It almost feels like a cool moisturizer applying it to the face. One squeeze or one generous squeeze of this can literally cover half of your face very, very quickly. It doesn't snag, it doesn't drag, it applies very evenly, and it looks glowy on the skin once it is all applied as one layer. So it definitely does give that healthy kind of glow that it claims to give before it has been set or before it's been interfered with anything else. I personally think that it looks quite nice on the skin, does give a nice healthy glow. Like I said, I've got normal to combination skin, so I tend to get oily in my T-zone. This definitely covers up and evens out the skin tone. It doesn't cover up all marks and scars, but then again, it does not claim to. So this is what my face looks like with one light-ish kind of layer on my skin. As you can see at the moment, it has not oxidized. If I go like this, you can see that it actually blends really nicely into my skin tone, which is perfect. Now what you can see before I apply any extra to my problem areas, which is on my cheeks, I just want you guys to see what it looks like with one layer without any powder or anything on top. Now it has evened out my skin tone really nicely. It has helped to cover up that bit of redness that I've had because I've got a little bit of eczema which I've had on my face for nearly a year now. I'm so over it. And you can still see my beauty spot, which is right here, and it's very obvious. Just to give you an idea of what the coverage is like, the coverage is definitely light to medium, but it looks really nice. You can see that I've got a very nice healthy kind of glow to the face, but a glow to the face such as this in about an hour will start to look shiny, and I will start to look like a disco ball basically, and that's obviously not what we want. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to apply a tiny little blob like this just to my problem areas, just to give me a little bit of extra coverage, because that's all what I want. I don't want too much, and I don't want to go overboard with this as well, because I will end up applying too much of this product, and I don't like to overload my skin with products, because if I want extra coverage, I'll just use a full coverage foundation rather than applying 3 to 4 layers of a light coverage foundation. It doesn't make sense to me. That's how you get cakiness on your face as well. So like it says that it quenches the skin with moisture, definitely, because it has got a very moisturizer type of feel and texture to it. Obviously, when it comes to a foundation which sits on the face like this, all I have to do is that, and my finger has suddenly become shiny and it's completely come off on my finger. Because it has got such a high amount of aqua or water content in it, yes, it will start to move if you do not set it as soon as possible, especially if you are in areas which has got high humidity and heat, because we are in the middle of summer at the moment. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys what it looks like. I am going to be setting it. Today I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever, the Ultra HD Micro Finishing Pressed Powder in the shade number 2. I'm going to be using this brand new, haven't even been used yet. But I will have to set my face, otherwise everything will start to move. The other thing that you'll find is if you don't set this, if you apply any kind of powder products like contour, blush and highlighter, they will catch, they will drag, and they will go patchy, because this is not smooth. It's sticky and it's tacky. Okay, so I am back. As you can see, the rest of my makeup is done. It's all been set, and despite the fact that it's been set, it still has a fairly tacky feel to it, which pretty much remains up until you take it off. It is very, very transferable, but again, one of their claims is not that it is transferable. It is as you would expect with something which is a water-based product. I've worn this for upwards of 12 hours in pretty high humid temperatures that we've had in the month of August in the UK, and it's held up fairly well. I didn't find that it separated, but I did find that I got shiny across my T-zone. Then I had to use a powder to kind of blot so that it didn't look as shiny. So bear in mind, if you've got oily skin, you may need to powder it quite a bit if you are insistent on using this kind of foundation. I'm not sure what they exactly mean by 24-hour hydration, because once you've removed it, the makeup's not on your face anymore, unless you are one of those people who is going to be wearing it for 24 hours. And let me tell you something, it ain't going to last that long. It rubs off because it is transferable. It will move around, that sort of thing. Your face may feel slightly tacky and almost sweaty, and I'm not really sure there's a lot of people out there that will find that comfortable. One thing that I did notice about this, as somebody like me who's got textured skin, I find that water-based products tend to actually accentuate the texture on my skin, whereas something which has got a more matte consistency almost minimizes it. So I've got textured skin as a result of having acne as a teenager, and the texture that I've got is concentrated around my cheek areas. And what I did find was that when I saw myself in the mirror, I was like, okay, so I can see my texture a lot more than I normally can. So that's something to bear in mind for those of you that have got less than perfect skin. So overall, I probably give this about a 7 out of 10. I've already given you the pros and cons of the product in terms of how I believe that it performs as a makeup and skincare product. It's got quite a nice scent to it, but then again, who needs perfumes in their makeup? That's why we have perfume. Is this something that I would purchase again? Probably not, purely because I tend to prefer more matte foundations, and because I've got combination skin as well, I don't want to have to constantly worry about blotting my skin throughout the day. But those of you that have got dry skin will like this quite a lot. I've got, like I said, I've got eczema, which is around my nose, a little bit on the side of my mouth here, and on my chin. I didn't find that it accentuated the dry patches. But if you've got dry skin and tend to get dry patchy skin, you will notice that this actually kind of hides it in a way. So like I said, I give this about a 7 out of 10. Yes, it does give a nice healthy looking glow to the skin, and considering I've worn it in very high 30+ degrees temperature, high humidity, I do feel that it did hold up quite well. When the weather's not like this, it will obviously last a lot longer on the skin. However, if you've got oily skin, you may kind of want to steer away from something like this. It never feels completely dry on the face, meaning even a slight brush of your clothes and it will rub off completely onto your clothes. So that's it for my review of the brand new L'Oreal Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream. Hope you guys found this video useful and helpful. If you've got any comments or questions about this product, feel free to ask me below. Other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.